Happy Wednesday. This is Lynn from DevineCentral. I'm here with your Wednesday weekly tarot mailbag reading. I will take questions from you privately. Just send them to me to my email address here, and I will read some of them online. This gives me a chance to showcase my talent so you can see what kind of a reader I am, and hopefully that will lead you to becoming a client. All right, so I have a question today. Let me get some glasses on and see where we are. Okay, so the question is, do I tell the man I'm dating now that I had an affair that ended my marriage 2 years ago? This is a 29-year-old woman who had a month-long affair in 2019. There's no justifying it, but I was married to a man who forgot I existed. I was already planning to leave him. Neither of us were in love with the other anymore. My husband caught me because I was unaware he'd been tracking my car. I guess this had been going on for years with no reason, as I had never broken his trust previously. Anyway, he saw my car's location was somewhere other than besides where I said I was. When he called, I spilled the beans on everything. He'd also had an affair years earlier, but he never told me about it. I secretly found out and kept it to myself because at the time I was too afraid of being alone. Again, not that it justifies my affair, but he admitted his to me the night that he found out about mine. Anyway, I'm dating someone new for a couple of months and we're starting to get serious. I've been struggling with whether or not to tell him about my affair. He is also divorced. I don't know why his marriage ended and he doesn't know why mine did. I feel like he deserves to know, but I'm afraid that it will change how he views me. Gee, do you think? Okay, all right. So let's, let me see here. Let me switch cameras on you, and I've already shuffled the cards. Let's see what they have to offer. Oh, by the way, before I start, I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. This is by Yuri Shakov. This is a very lovely deck. The paper is wonderful. I have with me my Russian box. This was something from my mother. She was a collector of these boxes, and I kind of thought it was appropriate having a Russian box with a Russian deck. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a look at the past. Okay, let's take a look at what's leading up to all this. Okay, so we have, there we go. So we have the Fool, obviously, you know, I mean, it can mean a lot of different things, but obviously whatever journey that you were on with this man was obviously not a good one. And, you know, you took some risks and it didn't quite pan out, did it? I think that this is showing that the man, being the King of Clubs, I mean, he's certainly no dummy, and he's very intelligent, and I'm sure that he's a little bit arrogant as well. Who knows why he does the things that he does, but he always has a plan B for every plan A, so you're never going to get anything over on him. And you didn't, because the news came in, and it came in hot, didn't it? It was something you weren't expecting, and you had to deal with it right then and there. So you know, it brought a lot of bad things with it. But when the dust settled, right, you ended up being out of the marriage. So today, or present, let's take a look at this. We have Justice. Woo! We have the Page of Swords, and we have the Ten of Clubs. Okay, so we have a lot of club energy, a lot of wands, if so inclined. But there's a lot of that energy here. And you know, and it's not all the best energy. You know, it can be some of the negative energy. So the first thing we have today, we have Justice. Okay, so as everyone knows, the universe keeps perfect score. And you both had an affair. Two wrongs don't make a right. But at the same time, you know, it seems to me that the divorce has gone through. You've moved on in your life. He's moved on. And so really, you're starting with a clean slate right now. And that's what you have. You have a fresh palette on which to paint a different picture. But here you are, the Page of Swords. Here you are thinking about sharing bad news, negative news. And I have to question why you want to do that. The Ten of Wands talks about, obviously, it's a big burden. You're carrying a lot of weight with this. And but my question to you is, why are you wanting to share this news? How is it going to help your new relationship if you share it? Is it going to just take the burden off of you and make you feel better? Great. How about him? Why would you want to saddle him or burden him? If you're feeling this burdened, why would you want him to feel that burdened with news that might affect your relationship? Do you plan on doing it again? Do you want to tell him so that he can police you to make sure that you don't do it again? Because if you have no intention of doing it again, what is the point of bringing it up? Let's look at the future. Okay. We have the Knight of Clubs. A lot of clubs today. Two of Coins and the Three of Coins. So look. The Knight of Cups to me is kind of like a younger, maybe not quite as mature version of the King of Clubs. Okay. So you were married to somebody that was probably quite savvy and quite, like I said, he was a master of the plan. And now you have somebody who is a similar personality, which is not unusual that we would go from one person to another with a similar personality. But I don't know that he is as mature and would handle the news of this as well as maybe somebody of your ex-husband's caliber. And so that puts you at a crossroads, doesn't it? It puts you at this position where you need to pick a path, one or the other. And my question to you is, how can you move forward with this person in a team effort, right? Because that's what their Three of Coins is. It's working together as a team. What can you bring to this team that will make it worth this person staying with you and wanting to be with you? The fact that you're an ex-cheater, do you really think that that's going to make a difference? You know, you really need to realize that this is your sword to bear. This is your road to pick. And I think that if you have no intention of cheating again, the burden is on you. Don't put the burden on this gentleman. I would think that you need to do whatever's going to help. So I guess the bottom card or the bottom line is, let's answer the actual question, which is, do I tell him? What's going to happen if I tell him? So let's look at the bottom of the deck. And here we are with the Five of Swords. So I would say the answer is no, it's not going to be pretty. I think what you're going to do is you're going to create angst and distrust right from the beginning. You're going to add that into the equation of this new relationship. I think that if you were to wait maybe 10 years down the road, you guys get married, you've been married for 10 years, you have a happy, wonderful marriage. Someday you guys can sit around and you can discuss this and say, you know, I made big mistakes and I vowed to myself, I promised myself that I would never make those mistakes again. And here I am 10 years down the road in our relationship and I haven't made those mistakes. So whatever burden you're carrying, share this with somebody else, like a priest or a psychologist, or obviously you probably already have with your best friends. You possibly have or have not with your parents, or with some married couple that you really trust, and sit down and share this burden, get this burden off of your chest. Find ways to move forward. Find ways to find that new path that you can walk down without carrying these burdens. Because really, justice has been done already. You don't need to keep reliving this over and over. You don't need to keep punishing yourself. So that's the cards that I have today for you, my dear. I hope that that helps and gives you something. Hey, it's 10 days to Christmas. How about an annual reading? I have a reading that I do that's got an annual layout, and I love it. I use it for other people. I've only used it once for myself, and that was this past February. And I actually put it up on my channel. It's called When the Death Card Really Means Death. And it's about an actual real reading that I did on myself that foresaw my father's death months before it happened. And so I just think it's a really interesting spread. And I thought if you might be interested in seeing that spread, and if you are and would like me to do a more deep dive, in-depth reading for you, just get a hold of me below and I'll give you all the information that you need. Anyway, if I don't talk to you before, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.